Hi guys, welcome back to my Brave XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Lucius. Is he still Lucius? Let's start from his normal form. So on X plus 3, he gets plus 600 attack boost. So I must say it is nice, but for physical DPS, for NVA, it is not that special because if you remember, Lauren also get 500. So yes, maybe Lucius is a little bit better, but not special. The good thing is he has maximum true dual wield stats. So yes, it's nice. You don't need to worry about this equipment for true dual wield, but I don't think that's a huge advantage because basically if what you need is only 50%, you can get it easily from good abilities or accessories, right? And same like Grimlord Sakura, he has 150% demon, human, and reaper killers. Okay, so yes, it's good. You probably want to use Lucius on those battles, but those are the only good things for him on the normal form, at least, because I don't know what they are thinking. Okay, it's Gumi, right? Because Lucius is global exclusive. I really want to ask them, okay, want to have a conversation. Why do they boost his Divine Ruination chaining damage modifier instead of bolting strike? This is something that I'm really triggered, guys. Sure, they increase the, let's say, umbral slash, severing slash into, let's say, 95 times, 80 times. Those numbers are not even huge, okay? And considering the chaining family Divine Ruination, who still use Divine Ruination this day? Answer me, Gumi. Maybe you say, oh, next week we're gonna release Carton and he gonna change with Divine Ruination. Oh, that's even worse. You're gonna make Carton into Divine Ruination chainer? I don't think so, guys. Because really, there is simply no reason why they don't increase bolting strike chaining damage. So for info, he can chain with bolting strike. It is non-elemental. So yes, you may argue, whoa, we can still use him as a backup chainer. But take a look on the damage modifier. It is only 48 times. If only they, let's say, give him 50 times damage modifier, then it's not gonna be OP. But at least he is usable. But at this point, not usable. And if you take a look on the limit burst, I believe you are agree with me. Wow, it is useless. 38 times? Oh, just forget it, okay? And you may say, oh, I want to use this normal form as a setup phase. No, you cannot. Actually, you can. So I have written the rotation here. Burgeoning Chaos to increase, to reduce fizz resistance and increase your limit burst damage buff and fill your limit burst. So this is basically a setup ability. Nice Dust or Down Barrage to imbue yourself with fire or dark element, but the weakness is on this form, he doesn't even have 120% fire or dark imperil. To get 120%, you need to switch into Brave Shift form. And his Brave Shift form is not infinite. Okay, so let's take a look on the Brave Shift form. So on Brave Shift form, he is a little bit better because on this form, he gets plus 700 attack boost. So yes, it is amazing, I admit it. But again, Lauren on her Brave Shift form gets 1000 attack boost. So yes, in terms of stats scoring, Lauren is still pretty much better, I can say that. Okay, and yes, he may not have maximum true dual wield stats, but on this form he has 200% demon, human, and reaper killer. Okay, so yes, it's better than the normal form. And the best part maybe on this form, he finally gets 120% fire and dark imperil. Actually, on the normal form, he has this, but for unlocking 120% fire and dark imperil on normal form, he needs to use setup ability, which is kinda annoying because it is only 120%, not 135 or greater. And on this form, he can chain with bolting strike, and I can say it's quite decent. Okay, 125 times damage modifier, non-elemental, and it costs health to use 25%, but he has passive which allow him to draw 10% of the damage, so I can say it's kind of safe to use this attack. So what's to complain? My real complaint for this form is, yes, it is not permanent. Wow, you can only stay on this form for 4 turns. After that, you're gonna back to normal form, and yes, I know you only need to wait for 2 turns, but yeah, it's not permanent. And talking about Brave Shift Limit Burst, it is much better than the normal form. It breaks 85% all stats, which is great. Okay, 85%. The meta number, but not the best, because you can get like 87, 90% even, but not all stats. But yeah, my point is it is perfectly usable for him to become Breaker. Just make sure you always cast this when you want to revert to your normal form. Okay, because yes, remember you have 2 turns cooldown before able to back into Brave Shift form. And talking about the damage, it deals 160 times damage, which is nice, and yes, I can say it's quite usable on today's standard. Okay, remember that Cleom, she deals 150 times. After that, she needs to build for her to reach 230 times. So 160 times is perfectly acceptable. And remember, this is non-elemental. But there is a big problem for this one. Okay, maybe it is simply my problem, but when I try to finish using this limit burst, okay, I use my triple Stardust Ray chain, it always break the chain. I'm not sure how, but it seems that the last 2 hits attack, it happens simultaneously. So it breaks the chain. So with that in mind, wow, I'm not sure how the calculation, but maybe you don't deal full 160 times multiplied. Not sure, but yes, the point is, it's kind of annoying why they need to break it between chain. But if it turns out that you can multiply, you can chain in perfectly, then I can say this limit burst is perfectly usable on today's standard. Okay, because even on the minimum number, it deals 720 times. You can give him more LB damage boost abilities to reach higher. Okay, so that's a nice thing for you to have. But again, if you search for this powerful NVA finisher, from what I know, Tidus probably gonna the next one. He is kind of flexible. And yes, that's it for the rotation. It is simply very simple: burgeoning chaos, intimidating rage, dark blazing illusion. Basically, you want to feel your LB in peril and imbue the elemental attack. On the second turn, you can use your limit burst. After that, simply chain your bolting strike until you revert back to the normal form. Okay, so that's how you use Brave Shift 4. Now let's compare him to other characters. Lauren is the name I have said multiple times on this review video. So if you compare him against Lauren, I can say that maybe he doesn't have anything better. Actually, yes, he has better potential as a limit burst damage finisher, because like you can see before that his limit burst is indeed powerful, 160 times base damage, and if you're able to finish using that, he can become one of your best budget finisher because he is flexible. But in terms of break, I prefer Lauren, okay, because Lauren simply can spam, can dispel. Basically, Lauren is better support breaker than Lucius. And also remember, Lauren able to chain with Aurel Ray, Stardust Ray combo, which is really useful for Dark Vision. This cannot do that, Lucius, okay? If you compare him as a damage dealer, let's say compared to Cleom, Machina, then yeah, the only advantage that Cleom has is, Lucius has is he can become your main breaker. So I can say he is better in terms of slot value because you can put 2 roles within one character. Okay, it is not the same for Cleom. Okay, And yes, for damage, I can still say that Cleom is much better. Sure, Cleom is locked to Dark Element, Machina is to Fire Element, but again, Machina is really no competition because he is more like into Chainer. But for Lucius, I think you need to treat him as a finisher. But the problem is it is 10 hits attack and it breaks my chains. If you don't break the chaining process, then it's good for you. But from my experience, I'm kind of tired. Okay, I don't want to. Oh, I need to finish the enemy, and I wrong chain. Fail. I need to repeat the stage. I don't like something like that. Okay, that's for me. But if you are okay with that, you're able to chain constantly. You don't break your chain. Then I can say that this Lucius is quite good because he is flexible, unlike Cleom who locked to Dark Element. Okay, so that's for comparison. My conclusion for Lucius. So Lucius is flexible character. Okay, he is not bad, definitely not bad, because he has 85% all stats break. So even if you argue, wow, he is not useful, blah blah blah, at least you can still use him as a breaker. And the damage is also not bad. You have seen that. The problem is, are you able to chain it or not? That's the problem. If you're able, good. If you cannot, then kind of bad. And remember, if you try to aim to get, let's say, Ibarra, then I can say that Lucius is almost kind of guaranteed byproduct. So consider him as free in quote. Okay, of course they won't make free in quote character so good, especially because he is from last year. But again, like Grimlord Sakura, I can say that you really need him to be X+3 to be able to use him on today's content comfortably. Okay, and yes, I think the thing that makes me annoyed is why they leave him with Defy Ruination on normal form, okay? And why he is not permanent. I mean, have the infinite duration on Brave Shift. And for the Transmaster and STMR, I can say they are okay, but not something you want to chase. Okay, 60% attack when you equip Fist and Clothes are nice, but meh, on today's standard, it's not amazing at all. For the STMR, it is nice, it gives you 30% Fist when equipped Fist, but I prefer Killers instead of this. Okay, so yeah, nothing must to have from Lucius. So I think that's all you need to know about Lucius. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Prep X Views guide. Bye bye guys!